Welcome to episode 1 of Edit My Photo. And big thanks to Linda for sending me some images to edit. Today we are going to work in Lightroom and we are going to edit this beautiful picture of a lily. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here into the Develop module. And first, this is just a lovely capture out of the gate. There is beautiful depth of field blur. We have really nice, we have not blown any highlights or any blacks, crushed any blacks. So, I mean, this is just a very nice capture out of the camera. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to kind of play around a little bit with my profile. I don't think I want to do a monochrome, so we're going to keep it color. And it's very green. So I am probably going to just give it a little zhuzh of magenta. Not too much, but it's going to bring these pinks out and it's going to kind of tone a lot of this back here down. And then let's see what it looks like warmed a little bit. Not my fave. And I don't like it too cool. So we're just going to leave it right. We're going to leave the temperature right where it was, right as it was shot. And like I said, she's done a great job in camera with her exposure. If we push it up too high, we start to blow our whites. If we pull it down, we're going to crush blacks. It's just going to look weird. So we're going to put that back at 0. What I might do is just pull up shadows a bit. And I'm going to pull up my shadows by this. I'm going to bring my cursor over to my histogram and I'm going to put it right there. And you can see that shadows is up and they're plus 10 right now. So I'm just going to kind of pull them up a little bit more. Just to brighten it, just a skosh. Yeah, 56 is probably too much. But I also want to bring up the contrast because I really want that lily to pop off the background. Not quite that much. Okay, I like that. As I'm looking at this, we can come in here and we can, make it a little bit more vibrant, which actually that's really nice. But it's a little too much. It starts to affect the whites. And then we've got our saturation. We can saturate colors, but I'm not going to work within that. I'm going to do color specific. So I'm looking at this image. It is lovely. If I want to look at, how well it's centered, it's like I said, she did an amazing job out of camera. What I might do is pull this over just a bit more, just really center that a bit. And one thing I find is that my eye is distracted by this, which I know is another, like a lily bud in the background, but it is a little bit distracting. So we're going to see what we can do in Lightroom to kind of take that down. And I know if we got some little flecks here, that could have been something that sat on top of the lens, or it could be something that, hopefully it's not anything on our sensor, but I don't think it is. I know Linda takes good care of her stuff. So I just selected the spot healing, spot edit, and then I click those, and as you can see, it just wipes those out. And we can come here and we can, we can certainly paint in a spot edit. But it is going to be, well, I don't know, geez, that really kind of worked right out the gate for me. Okay. But I'm still seeing some of the stalk here. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to make this a lot smaller and I'm going to zoom in a little closer here to where I need to be. And I'm going to very carefully right there just grab that stalk. No, I don't want that. I'll pull it there. And now I've kind of gotten rid of that stalk. I'm gonna fit this back. And that's looking really great. I really want these pinks on the tip of the lily petals to kind of pop out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down to my HSL color. And I'm going to go to saturation and I'm gonna come to magenta. And I am going to, wait, saturation, magenta, and I'm gonna push the saturation of my magentas up. And it's only affecting the magentas in the image. You have to be careful not to push it too far though, or you're going to start to blow your whites, blow your highlights. Okay. This right here is a little too green for me. I would really like to take this and make it more yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually select. So let's go over here. We're going to come over to our masking tool. You can hit Shift W or you can hit masking. And then we can just use a brush, which that is a gigantic brush for what we're doing. And I'm creating a new mask, a new brush. I'm going to come over here. Now you can purchase brush effects or whatever, but I'm going to show you just how to do this from scratch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a saturation brush and I am going to warm that up. I'm going to make it less green. I am going to bump its contrast and then I'm going to come down here to hue and I'm going to do a fine adjustment on it. And so we're going to see right now. Now I'm using my Wacom tablet to edit and see, we just paint that yellow right there over that. So nice, so lovely. And that's what I would do. I would like it just a little less green because I really want it to stand out from the background. And you can come up here to your little mask panel and click show overlay. And it does a good job at being like an auto mask. So it detects the edges and it figures out where that color should go and like where it should not. So it knows not to spill over onto my petal here. It's just applying it to this right here. And so I'm going to turn that overlay off. And then let's see what it looks like. This is without, this is with, without, with. And I really like that. So I might, being adventurous as I am, create a new mask and select a color range. Now, when you select a color range, you just kind of come in and you just click a color and it puts the mask on all the areas that have that color. And so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do a saturation. And I'm going to turn that overlay off because I want to see what I'm doing. I'm going to warm my pinks up. Oh, look at that. That looks so nice. Warm those pinks up. Tint them a little bit more pinkish. We're going to give them some contrast. Not too much. I'm liking the way this is looking. But maybe that's just because I like what I do too much. And so then you can use fine adjustment. And if you drag it, you can see that it just gradually changes the hue of the pinks. But I kind of want them back where they were. Back down to 0. Come on, 0. Thank you. Can saturate them a little bit. I'm not going to go too far. Really nice. Let's see what that looks like. Off, on, off, on. And it just really kind of like zhuzhed it up. So let's see what we're going to do. We are going to make a slight vignette around this. So we're going to create a radial gradient mask, and you're just going to draw a circle basically. And we're going to put it there, but what we're going to do is we're going to come over where it says radial gradient, and we're going to click invert, because I only want this to apply to the area that's outside of my flower. And I am going to click this. I'm going to click exposure. I'm just going to burn that down a little bit by pulling my exposure down on the outside, because I really want that lily to pop out of there. And look at it popping. Linda's lily is popping. All right. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to bring it down by 0.3. Stop. And I really like that. So that is a very simple edit in Lightroom on this. What I'm going to do next in my next video that's going to follow this one up is I'm going to take this image that I've played with in Lightroom, and I'm going to drag it into Photoshop, and we're going to apply textures and really kind of take it from, what it is now and make it very artful. So that's coming up next. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to answer.